Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Jojo Gonzalez, and I'm just finishing up my morning routine. And I always come after you with the psalm this morning. It's a good one this morning. It's a Psalm of David. It's Psalm 62. Just like a lot of David's psalms, this one's about God alone, right? Specifically, God alone. But he says, refuge from treachery and oppression. So David is always, the enemy's always at the gate with David. He's always praying about his enemies, but he's the king. People come at him, left and right, from this side and that side, within his family, outside his gate, outside his walls. People just come at him from all sides. And so this is a good one. He says, for God alone. For God alone, my soul waits in silence, not for anything else, not for riches, not for wealth, not for, friends, not for anything. And then what a lot of, us don't do, me specifically, may not wait in silence. Sometimes we don't wait, we just do. I sometimes don't wait, I just do. And I don't wait in silence. I'm always, talking, and I'm working, and I'm reading, and I'm doing this. And I've learned in my lifetime, sometimes I just have to wait on the Lord in silence, lift up those things in prayer, and then just stand back and watch God work. God works. He's never early, but he's never late. He's always on time, and it's always the better thing. It's always the right thing. It's always better than what I would have, asked him to do for it. So then he says, from him comes my salvation, not the things of this world, God alone. And he says, he alone is my rock and my salvation, my defense and my strong tower. I will not be shaken or disheartened. Not shaken by the things that are going on in this world, not disheartened, not losing that hope, not losing that focus. That's disheartened. Don't lose those things. And he says, how long will you attack a man so that you may murder him, all of you, like a leaning wall, like a trotting fence? They consult only to throw him down from his high position to dishonor him. And I'm sure he gets a lot of that. Family, right outside his family, outside his gate, outside his walls, outside his city, just people coming at him all the time. He's king. People want to just overthrow him. They delight in his lies. They bless with the words of their mouths, but inwardly they curse. And those are people that I'm sure that are close to him. God alone, my soul waits in silence and quietly submits to him. So now, he's learning those things. God alone, waiting in silence, just like the first verse. And now he says, now I'm going to submit my will to God's will. Not what I want done, but what God wants done. He says, for my hope is in him. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress and my defense. I will not be shaken or discouraged. Our God, my salvation and my glory rest. He is my rock of unyielding strength. My refuge is God. Trust confidently in him at all times. O people, pour out your heart before him. God is our refuge for us. Amazing worship right there. He's just pen and paper, man, just pouring it out. He's my rocks, my salvation, my fortress, my defense, our salvation. He says, my glory, my rest. Man, that is so good. Just that peace and rest and having that glory of Jesus Christ, it's so good. And so David's just, he's just on it, man. It's a good one. He says, men of low degree are only a breath, and men of high rank are a lie. They're a delusion, it says. Men of low degree, they're empty. Men of high rank, it's a delusion, right? In the balances, they go up because they have no measurable weight or value, right? So, in the balances, they go up because it's heavier over here, and they go up because they have no weight or value. They are together lighter than a breath. Do not trust in oppression, right? Don't trust on your influence over somebody else, a negative influence, and do not vainly hope in robbery. If riches increase, do not set your heart on them, right? Don't put your heart in those things. Put your heart in God alone is what he's coming down to. God has spoken once, twice I have heard this, that power belongs to God. Also to you, O Lord, belong loving kindness and compassion. For you compassion, every man according to the value of his work. Now that's back in the day, that's old school, they always depended on works. Now we depend on Christ. Jesus Christ is, the Son of God, born of a virgin, died on the cross, for the sin of all mankind, rose from the dead, ascended into heaven, but before he did all those things, he had to step down from the throne, and that's the real thing, is that Jesus Christ, the Son of God, actually descended to the earth and died, period. him taking our sin and everything like that, all that is just love, compassion, everything he just went on with loving kindness, mercy, glory, justice, righteousness, because God loves you. You can never do enough works. You can never be good enough. It's not about those things. But God loves you just for who you are. Believe in those things. Stand in his presence, and it's God alone that's going to take you there. So pray about those things. Think about those things. Seek out those things in prayer and silence, right? And in waiting, just like David did. That's the good part of life. So when you're in here, wherever you're at over there, and you're worshiping and you're praying and you're seeking God, man, that's what life is all about right now. Then raise up, get into his word, and then go out and just live it out. Live like you love Jesus, and just live like you believe what you just read. So think about those things. Go about your day. That's what I'm gonna do. We'll see you guys on Monday. God bless.